Ave, King Belial. I will forever walk through your desert with you. I am coming out of a hell realm. It feels like a second crossing is what it feels like to me. And so odd. How could I forget about the shadow? Totally forgot. I don't know how that was possible, but it's been torturing me for weeks. In fact, I think it's been torturing me since September, when I realized I love Belial. You know, something my shadow does is channel love through fear, as fear of loss, because I lost a lot of things that I loved as a child, constantly, right? And so, finally understood that about yesterday. So at one point I'm out for a run, and I'm very angry with my humanity because it was making me feel weak. And I wrote this, in amplexu tenebri divinitatis. And I was like, I'm going to write that I disown my humanity. And Belial was like, well, write down what you think humanity is before you disown it in writing. So I said, humanity to me is weakness, gluttony, sheepy, not accountable, fearful, a flawed creation. And I wrote, I disown my humanity. I allow for continued black alchemy, and I signed it with my initials of my real name and as well my magic name, Avena. My body accepts the black light, because this is about a day like 2 days after my meeting with the 11. When I opened this. That was a good ritual. Really good. But I felt like my body was almost about to reject the black light. They even said that. It could reject the black light. I was like, no, not this body. I'm accepting it and I'm not going to let it go. And I read this out loud with a hand pressed, and I had a candle for Belial, and then 2 days later, and then I suffer the next 2 days. Yes, I'm not fighting it. I'm plexu, a full embrace. I am in a full embrace, my dark divinity. So now I could read you everything that happened over the past 2 days, but I kind of just want to have an all over the place video diary about how I feel right now. Right now I feel like everything that was said to me over the past couple weeks makes total sense. And I'm looking at it from a perspective where I'm not in the perspective that I was in when they told me all this. You know, and then I look at it now and I'm like, man, they're always trying to help me. They're always trying to help me. They are helping me. Always. The demons. They're amazing. You can have one again. You think you can't have things again because of your childhood. Is this true? I can't answer. Is this true, demoness? I don't know. Think about it logically. That will help, Azazel said. Then I also did a ritual for Satan with press on the mirror, thumb prick. And I said, this week I better my life. I said that with the intention of having this background check cleared. I've been in this background check hell realm for 3 weeks. The reason for that is I needed a lot of growth, and I've had a lot of growth in the past 3 weeks. A lot. It was very much full of pitchforks stabbing me, and abyssal waters crushing down on me, and Belial tightening his grip, telling me what to do all the time. And I'm going to get to the reason why he did that. Because maybe it could be happening to you. You know? And I feel like I'm back to June. And I'm always like, well, I want to go back to June. I want to go back to June. And I feel like I'm back to June. And it happens to be June right now. Which is odd. Right? 360. They like numbers. And I'm just like, yeah, June was when I was working with Belial without the fear of losing him. For one, I love him, like madly in love with him. And for two, I love the process and I love what he can do for me. He was right about that. In September, he said, "You love what I could do for you." He was right about that. But now I'm at the point where I actually, like, honestly love him. Like, he's a fucking star in my galaxy that I am, like, you know, vibing with like weird black holes. Okay. Does that make sense somehow? I didn't want to go cosmic, I guess. I'm looking at Hail the Anti-Cosmic Gods. Because they're amazing. They actually care about humanity. So yeah. But I ended up bettering my life this week. I love in Universe B how the manifests explain the ritual. That shit's true. And I think it's because you're accessing currents that exist without time that are very, very powerful and dark. And you know, darkness is power. So it's like, also the demons, like, they take control of the ritual. And in a way, you're still the operator. You're still conducting the ritual, but their currents move through you, and you ended up just doing certain things during the ritual. And it's like, that's what creates the outcome. It's because they're trying to help you. You have to let them help you. You really do. It will get better. But sometimes you go through these moments, there's no but. Sometimes you go through these moments where it's hard to see what is going on until you've reached the outcome and you look back at it. Like, oh, that's what was happening. They're helping me finish my shadow work for the past 3 weeks. Actually, since like April. And it's so wonderful. I feel so at peace right now. So Belial says really nice things to me. I'm here for you always. Like, he says like really nice things to me. But he did say, your fear is as grand as your love. Make this not true anymore. And Azazel was saying that I was being infiltrated because I had something like fucking with me. And I'm not saying this as a victim. I'm actually saying that something actually was literally fucking with me. Because it needed to be heard. It needed me to hear it so that I could learn of what it was. And it was my shadow. And I fucking forgot about the shadow. Until I ended up watching my video diaries from February. And I was talking about the shadow. And also typing my notebooks, which is something that Belial told me to do as my first assignment in Chasic. The first trans-Qliphothic veil. And he told me to type all my notebooks in order, exactly as they are, everything. I have a lot of motherfucking notebooks. I feel like that is an impossible task, but I'm doing it. I'm going to try to do it in 6 months. And I'm writing a book out of devotion for them and for Belial, like, just because I want to. Like, I want to spread the story of what it's like to have them guide me through my transformation as coming into a dark goddess. And it's been so wonderful. I just want to cry all the time almost, because I'm like, it's so beautiful. And that parallels with the anger over indoctrination, telling people that it isn't beautiful because they don't even get to experience it. And that's their loss. You need to be the adversary and stand up for your life, not the sheep who bows down, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Which life are you going to live? So he's been telling me really awesome things, and there's been like some talk, like Satan had said, do not act in fear, and then I did that whole I disown humanity thing, like about I think humanity is fearful, and so inside I was aware of the fact that I was acting in fear, and then also I've been being told these things. And it's just interesting. This is all like happening in like 2 days. From when I did that to the next ritual to this right now. Your fear is as grand as your love. Make this not true anymore. So my shadow was like, you're going to lose Belial, if you don't quit smoking. Or if you don't do this and that, if you don't listen to exactly everything he says, you're going to lose him, and then you're going to be fucked in the outer darkness. Which, he doesn't say that. He says that I will never lose him. Like, he says, like, I'll always be a part of you. I'm on his agenda. I'm doing something. I'm doing shit for him all the time. I literally work for the devil. And I swore my loyalty. Like, I am committed to Belial. And what he said, like, your appreciation goes far with me. And I realized he said that because I was really, like, saying thank you and just really appreciative in this ritual. And then he responds, like, your appreciation goes far with me. He was trying to tell me, like, you're freaking yourself out. You're scaring yourself into believing that I'm going to leave you just because, yes, Belial wants you to get control over your addictions. That is true. That is a thing. But at the same time, I'm in a tough situation where I have been really trying to get control over my smoking. But I'm not in a situation where I can just quit cold turkey. And when my situation changes, it could be something that I could do. However, as the God of my reality, I'm gonna motherfucking smoke. I don't need to be addicted to them, but I am going to do them. And that's something he says too, like, you don't have to quit. I don't care how many. I just want you to get rid of the constant need. Because something about the demonic is that they have to control their consumption rate because they do consume energy. And that's why there's an energy exchange during ritual. And this is fine. That's why we give offerings. If you're not putting your energy into the offering, you're not really giving a good offering to a demon. You need to put your energy into the offering. That's how you control the energy exchange in a way that's, like, better for everybody. Okay? And that's why we do a circle of candles if we do it. It's actually an offering of energy that they can consume from. It's not for protection. If you're doing protective circles, then you're probably not really a demonosifer. Because what you put into that circle, if you think it's for protection, is going to be fear, a level of fear inside the circle. And that can create a fearful situation outside the circle. And I think maybe that's why sometimes demons get a bad rap, because actually you're creating, that fear is bringing in forces that might create fear, which is not going to be the demons that you're summoning. But I'm somebody that's operating under the situation where I don't believe in imposter spirits through invocation. I just don't believe that it's possible, because I'm in a perspective where we are meant to access these currents and they are not evil and harmful. And once you figure out through ritual how to access the currents, then you're in. And you have to have a good relationship with the keeper of the current. Because once they let you in, once they give you access, like, you're good. You have that access. Unless you fuck it up. So don't fuck it up. Okay? But, like, so that's what I think. I am not operating in a place of fear of. I'm operating for the past couple months in the fear of the lack of. I didn't want to lose the demons. Right? So he keeps trying to reassure me. And yet, the fuckery from the shadow, I'm like, what is that? And he's like, it's the voice of doubt. Well, it is a voice of doubt, but I wish he would have said the motherfucking shadow, because that would have made more sense to me. Belial will lead you through a journey, a hellish journey. rather than just deliver something. He will deliver little answers to you, but sometimes when it's really just sometimes I think he does this for fun, because he once told me he was bored, so I think he does this I think it's more fun for him, and also it's better for you because you learn through experience much better than you learn through just being told something. That's why demonosophers actually get better, because we're not being told by some preacher that something is true. We're actually being told by ourselves that something is true. So we learn that shit through experience. That's why the demons and the Qliphothic currents, which is actually just the currents of the process itself, that's why that shit causes effects in your reality so that you can go through those effects and learn and get to the other side. And that's how you ascend through the Qliphoth, is by learning through experience. You will never, ever, ever ascend through the Qliphoth if you sit on the couch researching it. That's not how that shit works. You have to invoke these spirits, and you have to invoke the process through self-initiation ritual. Then you invoke the ruler, because the ruler will guide you through the Qliphoth, or each sphere. You do the self-initiation ritual, which brings the process into your life, kind of like a computer program. Really, like a computer program feels that way. And then you bring in the gatekeeper, who guides you through it, because they care. They honestly care. These are the caring gods. They are wonderful. So the pressure of a black diamond is something that Belial said to me within the past couple days. This is my sworn to darkness that I did just yesterday. All these faces watching, wondering if I'll survive his greater abyss, cradled in green as I fall in, sworn to darkness. You like my little diamond? It's really good. Actually, I've never drawn a diamond before, but I thought it turned out pretty okay. That was during a tea that we had. That was fun. Yes, and then I'm watching video diaries where I was different, and then I woke up at 4:30 in a dream where I was having shots of vodka, and I just felt like a different life that I don't live anymore, but I woke up in a freak out. There's a situation with the drinking, I don't really want to go there. I kind of feel like drinking's a different animal. Alcohol, I don't know if I'm on the fence about it, but I actually do wonder if it does open you up to possession by nearby spirits that aren't the spirit that you're trying to summon. That's not the same case as an imposter spirit. That's different. They even call liquor spirits, But, so I'm just not drinking because I don't even want to take the risk, because I'm doing something important for Belial, and that's who I want to motherfucking possess me. Belial, Lucifer, Azazel, Beelzebub. Ooh, he fully possesses me. That shit feels great. But so that's why I'm just I don't want to drink, because I don't want random spirits to just pop in without permission. So that's why I don't believe in imposter spirits. It's because you're actually utilizing methods that are connecting you directly to a particular spirit. It's a direct connection, especially if you put blood on the sigil. You might want to know if you want to be connected to that spirit forever if you do that, just so you know. But it creates a direct connection, I believe. And I always feel like, why not have them in your life forever? They're not going to do anything bad, So you might go through hell, but that's not them doing something bad. That's them helping you get better and stronger. So you're going to be a bitch or a beast. It just depends on what you want. And that's the truth about initiating through hell. It's the beast or bitch program. So that's that. I think it would impede on free will also for another spirit to just be like, hey, I am Lucifer, I just don't think that is possible. I really don't. So I think what could happen during a invocation that might lead people to believe that imposter spirits are real is actually subconscious sparking and the emergence of the shadow coming out. Because I noticed that when my shadow was torturing me, it was lying to me and it was not very nice, and it was trying to drive me away from my demons, and it was telling me things that were not just derailing the ritual, and it was like an opposing force. But it sounded weak, and it sounded like it was really, really close to me, actually. Or just the way that it would, like, it was instant, you know, like, see, when I invoke Belial, he comes quickly, but it seemed like my shadow would actually respond, like, in a different way, and it didn't have a presence. Like, when Belial speaks, there's, like, a presence in my mind. I call it earth mind. I'm like, there's a fucking demon talking to me in my head, and it has all this profound and wonderful things to say to me. And then there's this weak voice that's like, you're gonna lose Belial. Like, I'm not gonna lose Belial. He chose me to do something for him, and I'm initiating through the Qliphoth, and, like, he's helping me through the Qliphoth. Yeah, he thinks I smoke too much, but he's not gonna fucking leave me. If he cares as much as I think he does, he's not gonna fucking leave me. See, doesn't that sound like a weak human? Like, oh, I'm gonna leave. So I'm not doing that anymore. That's why I want to do this video diary while it's fresh, you know, because I'm like, I can't believe it. I was in such a hell realm over that. Over a couple things. Just pertaining to me finally understanding my shadow. The end of my shadow work, just identifying triggers and seeing its influence, and it's just so odd that I totally forgot about the idea of the shadow. Then Belial's like, read my book. Read it. You know, leads me to watch video diaries, like, because he could have just said it, but you know what? I learned better through experiencing it. He would tell me that I need to get rid of my doubt. You know, in regards to, like, other things, man, I'm in such a different world than I've been in the past 2 months. The Great Rewire, we call it. It's really weird right now, Canon. It feels really weird. It does feel like a second crossing. The knowing. Where death is liberation, death is freedom. And I learned a lot through this death. It's awesome. I'm not a ghost now. Or maybe I am. Fuck it. Woo! So, yeah. So there's the fuckery, yeah. The fuckery that comes up during ritual, if I don't ring the bell. This is one thing that helps, is ring the bell. It makes it so, like, I ring the bell 9 times, and then I don't have as much of the fuckery during ritual. And people talk about that, and how you need to cleanse the space because you're subconscious. But also what happens is they spark parts of your subconscious because they're there to help you work through it. So the best way for you to work through it is to see it. I'm going to get to that. It's the shadow. It's torturing me into thinking I can lose Belial. And then he says the opposite. Forever mind and free. A test? A pact? No. He knew I would pass. Oh yeah, that's another thing that happened, Canon. Belial. My goodness. This hell realm is over. He did say 2 days ago, this hell realm is over. The shadow, how could I forget? Infiltration, sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. External. Love channels fear through the shadow. It tells me I'll lose them, my access to their power and gnosis. In a deepening connection, a different tale. The voice of doubt tortures me. Doubt shows you the opposite of how you feel. Agras, it said to me. So an aspect of Belial is the worthless one. It shows you your worth by dissolving the illusionary self. Understand emptiness. In the void we create from the unmanifest. Darkness. So in regards to the smoking, one of my triggers for my shadow is not having cloves is the #1 trigger for shadow to take control. Thinking I can't function without them. And that plays a role into the chemicals making me feel that way. And the chemicals got in, and my shadow believes that I can't function without them. But because Belial told me to do offerings where I didn't have cloves, I realized that isn't true, actually. I can do just fine. I just prefer to have them because I motherfucking like them. Alright? So that's what I learned. That is the great rewire. Like, I don't have to live my life without these things. I just need to know that I don't need these things to live my life. That is the great rewire. I wish you could have just told me that. You gotta try it. Not really. Not really. I had to learn that shit. Through hell. Hell realms are the best. You end up being really fucking grateful for the pitchforks that come at ya and stab you in the side as you're going through the abyss. You become grateful for that shit because you're like, rah! I have literally become a fucking devil myself. And I cannot be stopped. I'm strong as fuck. And that's what happens in a hell realm. So, SK, my man, his control and judgment is the second trigger. And so, I am not driven by shadow when I am alone. He gives me anxiety over my actions. I do weird shit. And, I love doing weird shit. When I say the words, I do weird shit, that doesn't even feel derogatory to me. I think it's cool. I think I am cool as fuck, actually. I think that he thinks that I am weird in a bad way. And I'm like, I'm just satanic as fuck, and I'm dark, and that's how I am. And so, yeah, I might be like, I might speak another language. I might do weird, like, shit that people, like, be like, oh, shit. But I'm like, I love it because I love the demonic. I want to fully embrace myself in their currents, in their world as they are. And that is why I have to get control over my consumption. That's a part of learning how to be like them. They are like that. And so I have to be like that as well. Because otherwise, humans, their nature is just to be in excess. Where it's like demons, they have to control that. Because they would literally consume the world if they didn't. They would consume the magician. The magician could be drained like that. I know, because I've had them drain me for particular reasons. Like the other day, I was getting sick and I had Belial drain me. And then he rebuilt my energy field with his darkness, and I fucking didn't catch the cold. I started to feel it for like, I shared mascara with my kid, and she had like this eye virus. I don't know why I did that. But my eye hurt for like 2 hours before a ritual, and then I asked Belial to drain me, and I never got the virus. But he did say it is in your body. So black alchemy fucking works. And the demons, they can actually help you with, like, they can fucking heal you and shit. Okay? You might want to catch it early on before it gets worse. So, and also, yeah, this is demons. They fucking help. Like, Lucifer took my arm pain. Like, they help me a lot. I just love them. Hey, all the demonic vibe. They're really awesome. The demonic dissolves shit. The best way to dissolve shadow is to reveal it to you. Same with trauma and things that are not serving you. They intensify situations that pertain to the dissolving that is taking place. So another trigger that I have is thinking I have to feel bad about things I don't feel bad about. Society is like, you need to feel bad about this person who's going blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't feel bad at all, actually. I think they're dwelling in weak human shit and they need to toughen up. And I have all the authority in the world to say that because I sometimes dwell in weak human shit. And what do I tell myself? I need to fucking toughen up. You know what's interesting is humans would be like, you shouldn't cry about that. But demons are like, this is what is bothering you. Cry about it. Get over it and let's move on. Or like, get it out. They say like, get it out. Cry, get it out, and let's move on. And Belial is like, there's a lot of power in the feel it. So you have to cry. You don't need to cry in public and alter your public perception from people. But I like to cry in a dark shower. And it 180s me. And then I'm back to tackling my life. That is how you don't build up more trauma. Because if you just suppress it because you're trying to paint an appearance where you don't cry because you think it's weak, it's not weak. It's not weak to cry. It's weak to be driven by whatever it is that you didn't cry about. It's weak to be driven by your traumas. It's weak to be driven by your shortcomings. It's weak. It was weak of me to be driven by the fact that I feared losing Belial, and that's why he just put the pressure on me even more. Because I had to learn that. Meanwhile, he told me that I would never lose him. Tried to reassure me. But the pressure just kept coming on. So trigger number 4 is that I'm in a world of the indoctrinated and I'm condemned. However, I embrace that. So I don't feel like it's a trigger in the same way the others are, but it's still there. I haven't fully gone through black alchemy just yet, but I'm in deep in the black alchemy. Real deep. I have DNA purgings that are really intense, and things come up, and like black alchemy is intense, but you really should do it. You should pursue black alchemy with Belial and Azazel. Or Zazel. I've been calling him Azazel lately. So here's a poem that I wrote. Piercing the vessel, I felt a shift at 4 a.m. to leave a hell realm. I know this feeling. I take the guidance through the outer darkness, while I embrace my nature as increasing demonic. The pressure of a black diamond. Pressing, skeletal hands, a tightening grip. He does that in hopes that you will explode into the adversary that you claim to be. Black alchemy, an activation of the devil gene, undergoes extensive testing. With continued investing, agendas coincide. Have no fear. I am eating cheese, okay? And I don't need a pact to get my material desires. And I write his book out of devotion, a wanting in true love for the demonic. Test passed. So I want to talk about the reason why I wrote that poem. Was I already talked about the pressure. He just kept telling me what to do. I mean, he was getting. I have heard that Belial will like control your life until you stand up to him, and I think that's what that is. He's pressuring you to just be like, I am in control of my life. I appreciate your guidance like you wouldn't fucking believe, Belial. I appreciate your guidance, and I'm going to take it serious. I do take it serious. I do listen to him. But I can't allow him to control my life fully, because that makes it so that I'm not in control of my life. And so what am I doing? I'm not really being the master without a master. I'm being the waiting for a savior. That's not the path I'm on. That is not the motherfucking path that I'm on. So I needed to learn that shit quick. I feel like I was about to lose his respect. I don't know if that's true, but honestly, I've been feeling like this has been occurring for a couple weeks now. I've written about it. I've written things like, I already have a writing about how Belial's testing me in my adversarial nature from like 5 weeks ago, before the background check hell realm. I placed my background check into Belial's current, and he placed me into a hell realm. I'm waiting for it to pass. It's taking forever. He said it will pass, and he said, I write this, I pass all checks. Well, I think he had other checks for me to pass. And I'm hoping I'm done with that so I can start this motherfucking job. Because I don't know how much longer I can live in this house without helping with the rent. So I'm like, it's odd. So I'm really grateful for the hell realm because it taught me a lot. I'm just ready for the next one to start. So I'm actually grateful for this time to be alone. Like I can do video diaries and shit right now. So that's cool. So I'm not trying to complain too much. But also, like, the person that I'm with makes me feel like life is so fucking dire. And I'm like, no, I'm just starting a new job. Life is not that dire. It's not that serious. But he infiltrates my shadow. I'm trying to fix this, but it's opposite. He infiltrates me with his thoughts of how he looks at the world, and I have to block that shit out, because that's not how I look at the world. I look at the world in a way that's way different than him, especially as I walk the path to goddesshood, because we just see things differently. I don't see the Matrix as a trap. I see it as an opportunity. It is the only opportunity in the third. It's not a trap. The trap is having to do with your spirituality being suppressed by having fear over connecting with primordial dark beings that are amazing. That's the trap. The trap is not the Matrix. Matrix is what gives you all these fucking luxuries and shit. You know, Belial says, make it work for you like I make my legions work for me. He's fucking boss. Like, I love Belial. People probably watch this and be like, she is way too in love. You know who told me that? Qliphothic was like, you are obsessed with that demon. I'm like, I know. I know. Oh, well, just because, like, we just fucking, he drags me through hell, man. But he does it with, like, a caring, warm blanket around me. It's like, and he just says the most nicest things, and he gives me profound information, and I write all these I write all the time, and I draw all the time, and ever since I've been connected with Belial, things have just been really fucking great. Even in the hell, things are still great. He's still there. He's just there. That's why I'm like, I can't understand why anybody would not work with demons. He's not the only demon in my life. They are there with me, helping me. I'm not saying my life is easy, because I keep saying that I keep going through hell, because I'm in hell. I'm initiating through hell. So I have all these hellish experiences, but they're with me like a really good friend. You know? You just have to have a lot of respect, and just treat them like you would want to be treated. The golden rule. Okay, go back to elementary school with it on that one. Treat them the way that you would want to be treated. You know? And if they tell you things, like Qliphothic told me, do not cuss in my presence. So I can't cuss around him. Belial I can cuss around all the time. But I can't be baked. He said, do not invoke me while baked. So there's things they'll tell you. If you're just respectful and your intention is whatever your intention is, like genuine, maybe you don't know what your intention is yet, and they'll show it to you. But when you answer their questions, be genuine, because they're going to hear you. So I'm going to get to that. That's a perfect way to lead me to this story. Your body is a vessel for my essence. How does it feel? Ah, there's me on. Belial would not want me to lose my sanity. He does want me to have control over my addictions, but never tells me to quit. I have been acting out of fear of losing him, yet he reiterates that I will not. I am always trying to better myself and remain loyal to the demonic. That is what counts. He is amazing and wants me to have control over my life. And I don't wish to not have clothes, though I am to not be driven by withdrawal either. My drinking was different. Alcohol allows for unwanted possession, which alters channeling. And I'm channeling him. I don't want to channel anybody else. I mean, I don't want to channel people I don't know. Beings I don't know. I did ask him if he liked to be summoned. He said yes. I said, because I am sick of being summoned at my house. He says, it is not the same. I'm like, I think I might snap. And he says, you are in control. Use what I taught you, manipulation. And then I wrote, manipulation is a timeless game. And if that's what I need, then that's how I behave. Manipulation is not bad. You need to manipulate shit. Again, society's like, that's bad. It's like, no, actually, if you need somebody to do something for you and you need to, like, convince them of it, then you need to manipulate them. I don't know what to tell society about that. But honestly, it's for the best if I just keep appearances up. Well, secretly, I need my own place. That's why I need to get to what I'm trying to look for. Oh, there it is, I kind of think. So I'm in ritual. I have 3 pentagrams open. I have a hot bath, a dark end, sigil gazing, chanting. I have 1 legion of Belial candle, a sandalwood incense in the bath, which is so nice. So peaceful. I only use sandalwood incense because they're green tipped. I think he likes them. So peaceful. He said he wanted a pact to complete typing my book in 6 months. Mind you, the day before he said there's something we need to discuss. And I didn't know what that was. But he said he wanted a pact to complete typing my book in 6 months. And I will make sure you get your own place. Because he knows how bad I want an apartment. He even showed me an apartment like a week ago, and then the night before he was talking about how I'll be happy when I'm alone. That's all true. He's trying to remind me, because I was talking in video diaries about how badly I want my own place, and he's been leading me to that. He's been trying to show me, because I've been blocking it out because I'm nervous to go on my own. You know, I haven't been on my own since Laughlin, and that didn't go well. It went beautifully well, but I lost it. Reiterating that whole life. But I have a new job coming. There's no reason why if I get an apartment I'll lose it. I just have to do good at the job. It's not that hard. It's just not that hard. Right? You make the matrix work for you. So he took something that I want and offered me a pact. I was surprised by this. Not really. I was surprised that he did this. I was surprised that he wanted to run this experiment. And how long has he been planning on running this experiment? Complete typing my book in 6 months. This is exactly what it said. Complete typing my book in 6 months and I will make sure you get your own place. And instantly. So I said, I don't need a pact. I will type our book regardless because I want to. And I aim to do it in 6 months. I know that I can secretly get out into my own place. So when he said, I will make sure that you get your own place, my genuine first thought, I'm serious, was, no, I have to get my own place on my own. So I don't think that would have been my first thought a month ago. The alterations are extreme. The changes that occur in your mind, and it's extreme. It's real as fuck. This process is real as fuck. I'm becoming strong. It's so beautiful. I have goosebumps right now. I never would have said that to an archdemon who can give me whatever the fuck I want. Especially if I make a pact with him. But no, I can get my own place. I don't need an archdemon to get me a place because I want to have Belial in my life for ascension and guidance and partnership. I like his energy. I like to be with him. I don't need him as a business partner. I'm writing his book because I want to. So my first thought was, I have to get my place on my own. Because we're in this whole dependency lesson. And I've been depending on my man, and I depended on other people for so long. And in this past hell realm of 3 weeks, I have learned I cannot depend on anybody. I have to depend on myself. I have to be the God of my reality. The generator, operator, destroyer of my reality. That's who I am on the path to become. So if I would have said yes to that pact in that moment, he would have known that I'm not listening. But that's not what I said. That was my genuine answer. In retrospect, I'm like, holy shit. What the fuck did they help me get to this point? The past 3 weeks have been brutal as fuck. I reached out to my dad to help me with money, and I've been in a place where I'm about to lose my room because I didn't have a job of my own, and I tried to start running a business with SK, but he's fucking sucks me dry. I don't want to run a business with him. I just want to go, put in 8 hours, come home, and go into ritual. That's what I want to do. I don't want to run a business right now. I just want to get a hard day's worth. I just want to put in work and get paid. That's what I want to do. And because I'm going to put out this book, and this book is going to be something. And I'm going to start this YouTube channel. It's going to be something. You know? I don't need to run a business just to make a bunch of money. No, I have other things. My soul doesn't intend to be rich. My soul intends to spread the message for the demonic divine and to spread my art, because I'm an artist. And you know what's going to happen is I will make a comfortable amount of money off of my art. But I gotta get a paycheck right now. That's what normal people do. I told SK months ago, that I wanted to get a normal job. I should listen to myself. I need to stop being dependent. So when Belial tested me with that, he was testing to see if I had learned the lesson. Am I going to be dependent on him to get what I want? No, I think that Belial is a powerful initiator through the Qliphothic. I depend on him for guidance through brutal hell realms. That's what I depend on him for. I need to depend on me to get my own material desires, because I'm the one who lives here in the third. When I'm dealing with soul evolution in the fifth, I need his help. I'm in the outer darkness now. I need his guidance. But I do not need him to get me an apartment. I think that is ridiculous. And I'm glad that I learned this lesson. It just so happens that he says the day before this hell realm is over, and then the next day he runs this test to see if I learned. So I said, I know with continued communication I can do it. I want to bring people to him. I do. I think he's helpful. I think he's wonderful. And I think that everybody should try to work with him. I think that they should know certain things. It's going to be fine though. So I said, I am doing this, the book, because I want to, regardless. And he said, test passed. I can't believe he ran that test on me. That was like, well, if ever I thought Belial wasn't real, that was like one of those moments that you read about. Where the devil tries to test you with something, like, fuck. But you know what? He guided me towards being the person that doesn't do that. Doesn't depend on somebody to get something for them. Especially if it's something that normal people do. Normal people get their own apartment. Normal people don't ask an archdemon to get them an apartment. I'm not normal. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get an apartment myself and ask Belial to live in the apartment with me. I'll be like, come whenever you'd like, Belial. This is our place. That's what I'm going to fucking do. And he knows that. He knows that. He knows that I was going to say no. I think he was just hoping. He probably doesn't hope. He just knew. He had to have known. He had to have known, right? I mean, he was probably expecting that what he had taught me through experience over the past 3 weeks had taught me. And that it worked. If I had said yes to the pact, then that's like I failed. Like he failed as a teacher almost. That wouldn't be good. He wouldn't be angry. I feel like he doesn't really get angry with me. I don't think. I don't really see him angry. So I'm hoping that I'm right about that. All that. Like, I don't really think he wanted me to say yes to a pact with him over getting an apartment. I don't think so. That just doesn't seem like... It seems like the more profound shit that I said about it, that sounds more like Belial. So he's profound. And he wants to double check that pass all checks. Fucking pass all checks, man. He told me to write that shit 3 weeks ago. It's funny. Oh my goodness, I just saw something in the doorway. It's okay. I think it was Beelzebub. Anyways. So I feel like I'm back to June. Varian continued. I feel an incredible peace now. Varian, shifting, we are one. I love how it says now one like that. Black magicians often go into the abyss for incredible power, gnosis, and strength. Is found within the dissolving currents of the demonic. Traverse Citra Ara in the guidance of the gatekeeper. A 7-pointed star leads me through the night. Laughter and applause, all these faces of abyssal skeletons, his legions. We are many, we are one. In blackened veins of deep dark water is the watchtower for gaining that power. There's my sigil for the power on that. I don't think you can see that. The power. If he didn't care, he wouldn't have pitchforks. So last night, yeah, I survived the outer darkness. I am going to survive the outer darkness. Chapstick is not going to take me down. Not gonna take me down. Tried to already. But you know what? I stand strong. Okay, what I'm doing first is, yeah, I already talked about that. Typing all my notebooks. And you know what that's doing, actually? Is causing me to relive my Qliphothic tale. All at once. Well, over the next 6 months. That I type it. Pretty much. Yeah. How I thought about the world just a year ago? Way different. How does somebody write 11 notebooks in a year? How? Man, because the first notebook that I'm typing right now, it spans over the 2 notebooks. Like I typed one and then now I'm doing this one. They both span over like 3 or 6 months. But since I've been working with Belial, I've written 11 fucking notebooks. He's an animal. A powerful animal, I swear, for writing. Like, channels through me. He literally has channeled a motherfucking book through me. See, Thamael hell days, buddy. A couple weeks ago, Belial said, I'm pulling you into my abyss again. Be not afraid. Well, it was terrifying. Okay. From Thamael down to Doth, to dissolve and learn from broken illusions. Thamael is a doorway to the outer darkness. As I walk through the doorway, I relive my Qliphothic tale through typing notebooks and watching canon diaries. I wasn't meant to back up the back 16 that day because I needed to watch my diaries from over the past 2 days. That's why it didn't work that day. Because I wasn't the day I was supposed to watch the video diaries. The last 2 days was the day I was supposed to watch video diaries. In fact, I wasn't even going to watch them that day. I felt a second crossing yesterday, like things are so clear now. I've said that before, during my first crossing. The knowing where death is freedom. To be. S. So I'll just finish this. Fear not. We'll finish it off with this because I gotta go. Ha! I love it when I do that. Ha! Ha! Fucking demons teaching me shit, man. I love them. Ha! You know, that's the finger. And you gotta have like a long nail on that finger too. Oh, the Disown My Humanity ritual. I just read it. And it says, after I finish... And it says, fearful. That's why I started this video diary with that. The Disown My Humanity ritual. It's so funny. So I went into this whole, 2 days of dissolving, understanding fear. Let me read this. Funny how 2 days after I finish a hell realm pertaining to... 2 days after doing that ritual, I finish a hell realm pertaining to learning how my shadow creates fear and how it affects my life. Do not act in fear, Satan said weeks ago. What it's like to leave a hell realm in a second crossing. So odd, so much occurred. I don't know why I say it like that, occurred. The weight of 1,000 abyssal lakes pushing down on me until I exploded. Now I read what they had said and the rituals I did with a new perspective. It all seems purposeful. Not terrifying at all anymore. The abyss is a brutal place of transformation. It feels like I am back from the depths. Yeah. What is next in Qliphothic? I have a list of fears now. Awareness. I feel like I am back in June. My fear of losing Belial began in September, and so did the torture by my shadow that channels love as a fear of loss. And I'm not going to let it do that anymore. And why is that? Because I'm going to start this job and make my own money. So I don't lose shit anymore. Because I'm just going to get a small apartment that I can afford to live in a piece of shit car that I could drive for now so that I don't lose it. Because if you can afford it, you don't lose it. Right? And if you didn't depend on somebody to supply it, you don't lose it. And I'm not going to have fear over losing Belial because he is fucking with me as my guide through the Qliphoth and beyond. So I'm not going to let my shadow give me fear anymore. I'm not going to torture myself every time I have a cigarette. Because if I am going to smoke, I'm going to enjoy it. But I don't need to be driven by it. It's very hard to manage this shit, but it's true. And he's fucking turning me into a powerful entity, man. That's why I know. He's invested. That's why I said continued investing. He's investing in me. He's not going to leave me that easily. I would have to do something really fucked up. That's why I'm not making a pact that requires me to meet a deadline in 6 months. He knows one of my weaknesses, which I actually have overcome this weakness because there has been projects that I set a deadline for and I met those deadlines. Also, I haven't been late to anything in a long time. In the past year, I haven't really been late to any appointment or anything. I wasn't late to work ever when I worked at the bank. But I actually don't want to have to make a deadline. I don't want to meet deadlines. So if I don't have to, if I don't have to meet a deadline, because then if I was in a pact, I'd have to make the deadline, and that would make me rush it. So if I rush it, then I don't really care about the project. He fucking tested me. I know he fucking tested me. And not because he said test passed, but because it's so diabolically profound, it had to be a test. I'm grateful for it because it felt like the end of a hell realm. It really felt like peace to me. To be like, to have that genuine answer come out of me like that definitely was growth. Growth, possibly not to show to him, but to show to myself. It's wonderful to work with demons. They're amazing. They're smart as fuck, though, in ways that you can't even imagine. So it's like, just be genuine. You can't hide because you don't want to. It'll disrupt your learning, and it'll come off as disrespectful. Just be genuine, and try. And if you ever make an offering or a pact, you have to do it. You cannot go back on it. You have to do it. And I don't advise working with other types of entities. They like loyalty, and you don't need other entities. Demons are awesome. So infernal blessings are yours to create, so go create your fucking reality. Peace.